There we go.
All right.
All right. That looks like
We're
it's
live.
working right.
Ooh, okay.
See if we can get Facebook to do the same thing too.
Okay, so hi.
Okay.
All right.
We should be live on both of them.
Okay, so Tyler tells me we're live. We're trying an experiment today. Tyler's being a internet genius today, and we're trying a new little setup. So we are actually going live on Facebook and live on YouTube. So it's kind of interesting. So just waiting for some people to sign in, and we can say hello to everybody and get started. Hi, Sandy. So people are starting to come in, and that's really great. Okay, so this is another Wednesday, another Wacky Wednesday with Sandy. And we're filming live from my sewing room. And we are working on more gnome things. Hi, Nicola. Good to see everybody. Hi, Barb from NC. Cool. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, I'm trying my best to stay cool. It's been some lovely weather we're having here. Smoking hot, so it's good. I think we're going to count this as summer. So everybody, I hope you're enjoying it as well. So before we start on today's new topic, I want to just do a few shout outs to people who last week commented. Hi, Anne. I'm doing great. I hope you guys are too. But I want to say a shout out to Nicola P, Teresa S, to J, Teresa W, Denise B, Linda N, Patty B, Carol G, Linda R, Sandy A, Loanne, Rhonda W, Billy P, Annette W, Wendy C, Debbie M, Patty B, Neil, Joan, and Adrian. Yo, Adrian. So I wanted to say hi and thanks for everybody who... So Anne says sound is off on. Okay. Anyways, I hope you can hear me. Anyways, I was just doing a shout out to all of the people who commented on last week's performance of our masked singer. And I just wanted to say hi. And Adrian, yes, I'm glad you noticed I was wearing my retro Toronto Blue Jays hat. So yeah, big fan of those Blue Jays. Now, last week, Neil was kind enough to send me a joke about panels last week, and it was really great, and I wish I could have read it online and told you. Anyways, why are solar panels so trustworthy? They don't work in the shadows. So thank you, Neil, for that. That's awesome. Also, we did the masked singers, and I took into account everybody's votes and comments from the masked singer, and we actually had a three-way tie. So thanks everybody who voted, and there was a three-way tie between Alberta Bound, Rhinestone Cowboy, and the Ring of Fire. So those seem to have been the favorites from last week. Thanks for liking my toadstool. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. Anyways, that was my shout out from last week to all the peeps who commented and voted. Now, this week, I just want to quickly fill in a couple of things. As the start of the month being June yesterday, June 1st, today's June 2nd, we have the new Kimberbell fill in the blanks. This month is the bodysuits. They come in a pack of 2, grays and peach in 3 different colors or 3 different sizes. Anyways, the little caption that goes with it is small fry. Anyways, it's very cute. So this is the new June, Kimberbell, fill in the blank, small fry. Anyways, I just thought I'd mention that because that's brand new out this week. The other thing that's come out, and so Betty has been calling everybody who's in part of the patch abilities. This is the new patch abilities for June. It is called To Be Blessed. And it's a very cute little bee pattern, and it comes with the little bee buttons in it. So anyways, that's the new patch abilities for June as well. Now, one other thing, and this one is from Dawn. Dawn asked me to let you know that she has put together a lovely Canada Day display, and it contains a lot of very beautiful quilts, bundles, things like that. And she said that you didn't necessarily have to purchase one of the bundles from the Canada Day thing, but if you did purchase a fabric bundle of any kind from the store, you get a free pattern. And I'm just going to switch over to my blue for a second and show you the cute little pattern. And it is called Maple Leaf Applique Block, which is kind of an interesting segue into what we're going to be talking about next. But this is the Maple Leaf Applique Block, and there is a beautiful display for it. It's free of charge. This pattern is free of charge for anyone who wants to come in and, oh boy, tell me I'm having fun with the camera. Sorry about that. Anyways, so this one I think would be really pretty too, not just as a Canada Day one, but maybe as a fall one if you did it in your fall colors with the fall leaves. Anyway, so that's a free giveaway. Anybody who comes into the store and purchases a fabric kit, you get that pattern. All right, so let's leave behind all the little paperwork things and let's get on to the more important, more exciting things for this week. So this is the sequel to All Things Gnome to Me. Of course, I Gnome More. So that's what this one's called. It's called I Gnome More. And I wanted to introduce you to my newest addition to my gnome families. But in the meanwhile, I want to say hello to Kathy and Cheryl, who just signed in. And I'm glad to see someone else loves gnomes as much as I do. So this winter, I went to Canadian Tire and found the big blow-up gnome for my yard. So this is Snow Gnome. Snow Gnome. He's my newest winter edition. Now with Mother's Day just happening, my kids of course know that I love gnomes, so they bought me a new gnome, and this guy is a little he's got a little photocell on the back, so he can light up. He's a little solar panel and his eyeballs glow, which I don't think you can see too well because we've got too many lights in here. But I just think this is going to be the most interesting thing. Some night I'm going to walk out onto the deck and see these two little glowing eyeballs, and I'm going to be scared absolutely out of my wits. Anyway, so this is the newest gnome to the collection. His name is Moz, M-A-S. And you can put apostrophe in there and say Moz as it belongs to me, Ma. Or Moz as in like those Taco Bell commercials where you live Moz, which is live better. So anyways, this guy's better. Anyways, live better. So I'll just put Mr. Gnome back there with his little eyes glowing. Anyways, so that's my newest gnomes. And I got to tell you that, you know, you got to go gnome and go big. So it's kind of a fun thing. All right, just wanted to ask you, did you know a gnome's favorite sport is baseball? Yeah, you know, they love to score gnome runs. So anyways, haha. Oh, I need one of those. Anyways, they love to score gnome runs. All right, so next joke. Where do gnomes go when they first turn on to log on to the internet? This is a joke for Tyler. They go to the gnome page, of course. Anyways, that's gnome sense, isn't it? Just total gnome sense. All right, now I want to introduce you to some things that we've been doing at the store. And I want to introduce you to a set of fabrics that we just got. And, you know, you got to talk about gnomes. Hey, Judy. Hi, Loanne. Anyways, this is the latest flannel gnome patterns and fabric that has come in. This one is called Gnome for Christmas. And it comes in green and red colorway. And I got to tell you, I bought both. So I thought, yes, Christmas presents, here we come. So I hope you guys don't need Barb for a while, because I'm going to be inundating her with some Christmas presents very shortly. So these cute little gnome panels, there's two, and they are $19.99, red or green. And the fabric that goes with it, there's a whole bunch. I just grabbed 4 of the bundles so you can see the different colors and different patterns. But they're $20.99 a meter. So yes, I have grabbed my first 2 Christmas presents, and we are about to start Christmas presents. All right, so those are our newest gnome fabrics and panels for flannel, which is kind of fun. I know it's kind of hard on 30-some degree day to think about the hotness, but anyways, so thank you for laughing at my jokes and liking my outfit. So it's really sweet to see you guys' comments. All right, now Miss Anne gave us a project, and it was a applique project. It was a gnome project, and she gave us a set of instructions. We call it our staff challenge. So here we are doing our staff challenge. And she said, be as inventive as you can. Make this little gnome on whatever you like. And let's make it a challenge. So we've been busily working away on our gnome, our gnome projects. And I'm just going to switch camera over to Canon. Okay, so hang on. There we are. So these, we were given a pattern. We were given a template. Now, and then we said make some things with gnomes on it. Of course, they're all appliqued on. So this first one I'm showing you is Julie's, and she made us a lovely flannel gnome pillow. And they're so cute. You see his little face. Where is his little face? Over here. His little pineapple hat. This is called the pineapple gnome pattern. I'll tell you more about it. Anyways, this is Julie's. Now, Miss Barb decided, because summer's coming, her little gnomes are all cute with their little summer outfits on, a pair of little flip-flops and their little pink toes, and they're just so cute. And this is called Noma and Norman Go to Hawaii, and I can't say that right. Norma, and okay, anyways, it's by Barb. Isn't that adorable? The cutest little summertime gnomes. Now, so Debbie made us a lovely travel bag, and she put a little gnome on the front. So cute. Now, she enlarged her gnome shape, so that's something you can do with your paddles. You just make them a little bit bigger when you do your cutout for your appliques. And she made it much larger, but she said because of the size of the bag, you needed to cover it. And on the back, she made 2 of the cutest little pineapples. So that's a cute little travel bag she did with her gnomes. Now, as you know, in our store, we have OESD flags, and Nancy made this one for her trailer, and she added a little bit to her gnome too as well. She put in a palm tree and sunshine. I think she's already dreaming about going to Mexico in the spring, and they are just absolutely adorable. Little flag for outside. That is so cute. Now, Gwen made us the most lovely, if I can get all this on here, their most lovely table runner, all quilted with the cutest little pineapple gnomes on it. So that's from Gwen McNeil. Oh, I'm not supposed to give last names. That's from Gwen. Now, originally the project was supposed to be on a tea towel. So I just wanted to show you what Fern did to fancy up her tea towel. She made the cute little gnome and then put a little frilly outfit on it. And she made a pair of those, and they are the cutest little things, little gnome things. Now that's when I'm supposed to say, oh, gnome sense, eh? Just no, that's gnome sense. Anyway, it's just lovely. So I made one as well. And there's a really funny story behind this. So I thought, you know, I'm going to make a gnome on my apron, and I'm going to call it Gnome Grillin'. So that's what I made, was an apron, and put my little gnome on front of it. So you can see that we did quite a bit of different things. We all chose something different to do. We had a lot of fun doing it. So now the story. Okay, I'm going to switch back to my phone now. Here I am. So, as you know, when you're doing applique, you need a few things. And a couple of the things that are kind of useful for you, of course, is your applique pressing sheet. And we do have several different applique pressing sheets in different sizes and different amounts. But those are really good where when you're trying to work with Wonder Under or Steam is Seam Light or any two-sided fusible, because if you're like me, you have a tendency to stick the fusible to your iron, which is just not so good. Anyways, and I said to myself, oh, I have one of those applique pressing sheets upstairs. Oh, I don't need it. I won't do this wrong. You know, famous last words. So anyways, applique pressing sheet is always useful. Another thing I found, because, you know, you're pressing with your hot iron and everything, these are what we call the little thermal thimbles, and they're $13.99, and they protect your finger against all that heat, which is really sweet. Anyways, so that's a good idea. Now, of course, you're going to need some irons if you're going to do some applique. And we have variety of irons. You know that we have the really, really big, reliable, where you set it up with a tank and it steams and everything. Sometimes you need something just with a little less power. We have regular irons that you can use. They're very nice. Or we have some really cute little travel size irons, which work all right. We have a couple of those, the reliable and the go iron. Those work well. Or if you're doing smaller hand applique projects and things like that, we have the mini irons. And we have the mini iron 1 and 2 and the mini iron set. So these work really well to do things for tiny applique things. And that's probably what we were working with here. So this, oops, wrong one. So this poor man. This poor little gnome. So I'm so smart. I think, oh, I'm going to get these things all ready before I head to work. So I get out my Wonder Under. I've got my pieces of the applique, and I trace it onto my Wonder Under, and I think I'm being so smart. Yeah, this is good. So, and in this case, we had a lot to do. There were feet, there were the shoe tops, there were the legs, the body, the beard, and then there's a little mustache as well, and his nose, and then 2 parts of the hat, and then the top part of the hat, plus his little hands. He has little tiny hands here as well. So I'm busily tracing and cutting and thinking this is so cool. And so now the little legs and the nose, of course, are in the flesh color. Well, you know what? You cannot see Wonder Under on the back of the flesh colored fabric worth a darn. So I pick up my iron and I go, oh, okay, I got it. Slam it down to put that Wonder Under I just traced onto the back. And I pick it up and there's nothing there. And I look and there are my legs stuck on my iron. And I thought, oh no, that is just the worst. So there I am with my poor little iron all glued up and numbed up with stuff. And I thought, well, I got to stop for today. I got to go to work. I just can't do it. I peel off the legs and my iron is one big sticky mess. And I thought, oh, great. So I head into work and I say to the kids at work, all those peeps, what am I going to do? My legs are stuck on my iron. And I said, well, you got to try some of the iron cleaners. And we have 2. We have Unique Iron Cleaner. And we have Dritz Iron Off. I'm not sure if there's a big price difference in them or not. They're both $8.99, so there's no price difference. So this one has been around in the store for a long time, and this seems to be the one that Anne always grabs when we go to clean an iron. So this is the Dritz Iron Cleaner. So I get some of this and I head merrily back home again thinking, aha, I can do this. So I plug in my iron. It gets nice and hot. I put the Dritz onto a cloth. I put my iron on and I clean it and I think, oh, yes. And I take a Q-tip and clean out the grooves and everything's going really well. And I thought, yes, I got it. So iron is clean now. All the pieces are attached to the Wonder Under. So I get out my apron and I merrily iron it, lay it out, figure out where everything's going to go on it. I put my Gnome grilling on the bottom, and then I lay it out nice and flat on the table. And I think, oh, I got this. This is great. Position the little legs, take the iron and go onto it, hold it down there for a while, thinking, I'm so smart. I got this. I picked up my iron, and I had a one-legged gnome. And I thought, well, that's useless, especially if you've got a one-legged gnome in a butt-kicking contest. So the poor little guy, I look at the iron, and again, there is a leg stuck on my iron. So it's like, okay, you really are a loser. That is 2 times in a row. The first time is, you know, oops. Second time is, boy, you really got to watch that flesh-colored fabric. Anyway, so out I go again. Out comes the Dritz Iron Off. Out comes the cloth. And we got to clean the iron again. So anyways, in the end, the poor little man ended up with both of his legs, but not without a little bit of trying and a little bit of hard work. So anyways, so of course, when I told the story at work that, oh dear, I had an accident with my iron and I had to clean it, they said, well, can you do a little demo and show how you did it? And I thought, oh dear, they want me to stick something to my iron. And I thought, well, I've got practice at that. I'm really good at it. But I came to work and they said, well, why don't you clean one of our irons at work? Well, our irons at work are clean. So, but I am going to show you a demo on how I clean my iron. So I'm going to switch over to blue now. And here, so what they have you do is you take your iron and make sure that it's heated, it's hot. It's got no water in it, it's dry. So there it is, heating up, getting all hot. Next, you take your tube of Dritz Iron Off, hot iron cleaner, and you spread, and they say a couple of inches. Now this little guy's not very big, so I'm only going to put about an inch or so down on my fabric. It looks like gluey paste, and that's exactly kind of what it is. So now the next easy part, and they tell you just put a little folded towel. This is just one of my old dish towels that I'm not using anymore. So I put it on there. You then just take the iron, believe it or not, and go, and you proceed to iron the goop all over your iron. And it just cleans it all spiffy and clean. Now you can look at it, and of course I didn't have much attached to it in the first place, but it is getting nice and clean and lovely. And having practiced this twice in a row, this is starting to get like old hat. The one thing they do recommend is after you have ironed all your stuff, and if it's particularly difficult and sticky, do it again. If it's really, really badly stained, do it again. So it might have a little bit of a smell to it, but it's not that bad. And if you're wearing your mask, you can't smell it at all. So anyways, so there, clean them off. Now use your Q-tip and just get into the little holes in here and just clean out anything that might be gunked into those little holes. Because sometimes that, and you can see it got stuck on the end. You got to clean out the little holes and make sure they're all clean so that stuff doesn't, if you ever turn your iron on hot, it doesn't come out and get it. So what I did then is after having used this part of the cloth, I just folded it over and used it to wipe the sole and made sure I got it up the sides and everything, just to make sure that the iron was clean. But yeah, so that was my sad story of cleaning an iron. And I got to tell you, this Dritz iron cleaner works like a darn. Anyways, it was an experience. And please use your applique pressing sheet too when you do this, so that you don't end up sticking everything not only to your iron but to your ironing board, which is probably a little harder to clean off than just your iron. Anyway, so that's how you clean an iron using a hot iron cleaner. Okay, I'm switching back over to phone. Nope, to Canon. Oh, Canon. Okay, that's my display. Let's try phone. There we go. Hi, we're back on the phone. Anyway, so that's how you clean the iron, and with the iron cleaner. So now there's a couple of other things I want to show you. I didn't bring out any Wonder Under or Steam-A-Scene or anything. I think most of you probably see that. We do have it up front. It ranges anywhere from about $6 up to $18, depending on which product you're using. But they're all really good. Maybe Steam-A-Scene Light 2 might be good if you're doing applique, because you can press it down with your finger. And if you don't like it, you can move it before you iron it. Or you can iron it to your iron, whichever works best. Anyways, I just wanted to show you a pattern. I think you guys have seen this before. It is called Gnome is Where You Park It. So this is a cute little trailer one for the summer coming up. And this is all raw edge applique. Now this little pattern is $21.99 plus tax, but it's raw edge applique. You can do raw edge applique. It looks really sweet. Other appliques, you can do satin stitch, decorative stitch, the raw edge stitch, any kind of thing, blanket stitch around the outside, that kind of stuff. And if you look at our samples, which are going to go up on display at the store, you'll see that we've done a lot of both. I did a satin stitch around his hat, but I didn't do any stitching in his little leaf part. You could do thread painting here and thread paint it. For his little nose, I did some satin stitch. His little hands and legs were just straight stitch. And then I got fancy and went into varieties of threads as well on his body. Because it was a multicolored suit, I chose a variegated thread, and I did a really funky pattern around that, because I thought, that's an old hippie having a grilling time, isn't it? So one thing I do like when I'm appliquing, because we do, okay, back to phone. When we're doing applique, you need to have some thread. Sometimes you want to just match the thread to the fabric. Sometimes you want to make it all colorful. Maybe you want to contrast it. Maybe you want to do the variegated. I really like the Metler for the size if you're going to do that. If you're doing a lot of applique with the same thread, then I would change to, bigger spools. But I really like the Metler for this because it seems to apply very nicely, and it gives you a real variety of color. They're smaller spools and they're not quite as expensive, and you don't get stuck with huge big ones if you only want just a little touch of color on something. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that. All right, now, did I ask you? Where do gnomes go when they first log on onto the internet? They go to the Gnome page, of course. Okay, you know what? I also just went and did some gardening, and I went and got a really good selection at Gnome Depot, and I wanted to, anyways, my lovely gnome jokes. And then there was this funny little song, but I'm not very good at singing. It was, gnomes love to show off because there's gnome business like show business. Gnome business like show. Anyways, there's another little one. But we love gnomes. Now, I wanted to just let you know that people were asking about these kits and the patterns and everything that we were doing as a challenge. Anne has made them as kits, and she's doing a class. So if you've ever wanted to learn applique from the expert, she is the applique queen. She is absolutely awesome with this. Her stitching is so precise and beautiful. She has such a lovely sense of color, and she does such a beautiful job. I want to show you the sample that she made for her pineapple welcome gnome tea towel kit. Isn't that adorable? And look at the beautiful stitching. She's just done a beautiful job, and she's added some rickrack for fun. And she did a little bit of that thread painting in her hat, like I told. She's done some lovely blanket stitching. She's got some of the cutest little things, and I love these little striped legs and things. Anyways, these little kits Anne has got, she's going to be, you can purchase them. They're called Pineapple Welcome Gnome Tea Towel Kit, and it's $19.99. Or you can get her Pineapple Welcome Gnome Kit, which makes a table runner. It's a cute little mini quilt. I just want to say that this is Anne's sample of the tea towel. She's still working on her the little mat for you. She didn't like the way she'd done it, and the perfectionist that she is, she took it all apart. So she's in the process of finishing it. But she is offering a class using these two kits, and it's called the Pineapple Gnome Applique class. And she's going to be doing it on June 23rd and June 30th. It's a virtual class that will run from 1 to 4 p.m. And if you're going to join that, it looks so much fun. We had so much fun doing it. For $99 plus tax, you get whichever kit you like, whether you want to do the tea towel or the little wall hanging little mat. Either one, it's $99 plus tax, and you get to see the real thing when it comes to applique, because Anne does a beautiful job. So those are the two kits. That's the cost of the kit, or if you want to do it in the class with Anne, that's wonderful. She also has, Dawn and her have made an optional thread kit that's available for an extra cost. So if you're signing up for that class, call us at the store. We can get you signed in. You get to choose which kit you'd like to do, and then go for it. I mean, be creative too. I mean, this will be your stepping stone, and you can launch out and do weird things like we did with ours. But I think that class will just be a hoot, and it'll be absolutely gnome sense. It'll just be gnome sense. Anyways, so that's what's coming up with Anne and the gnomes. But yeah, how's everybody doing out there? You guys are doing all right. Everybody's good. So thank you very much, whoever's sending out those things and putting out. That must be Tyler. Thanks, Tyler. Tyler's telling you, he's giving you some I don't know, things to click on, links. That's what they call links. Yeah, links to click on for the Dritz iron cleaner. It's the best stuff in the world. And I can tell you from experience, making one-legged gnomes is not really all that much fun. Anyway, so that's that one. Now, how's everybody doing? You're going to hang in there for a couple more minutes, and then I'll say goodbye to you. But I hope you had more fun with I Know More. And I sure have fun dressing up and being silly. So thank you very much for signing on. I just want to say that next week, Wacky Wednesday, it's going to be poetry. Can you believe it? We're going to do poetry. We're going to be celebrating Father's Day with poems and jokes and all sorts of crazy wacky things for Father's Day. And I just thought, you know, you're really good at sending me in jokes and things, whether it's you phone them in, or whether you email me, or whether you're writing them on Facebook or wherever you'd like to submit it. If you have any fun Father's Day jokes or poems that you would like to have me read on the air next, I don't know if we're on the air or whatever. Anyways, live next week on Wacky Wednesday, you can submit those. You know how we do comments? You can either do it through the comments, and I'll check all the comments from this Facebook and record it and write it down and bring it, or you can submit it to me at Order Desk, and it is orderdesk@gmail.com. mysewingroom.ca, and you can send me in some ideas or anything else that you might like to do. Anyways, I would appreciate some input from you as well. I know you guys are awesome out there. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you very much for signing in every week. And thanks so much, peeps, for sending me in the good comments and whatnot. And so I'm signing off now. So this has been Sandy. The sequel, I Know More. We'll see you next